This is my third time now trying to film an episode to upload. Yeah, it hasn't been going well in the slightest. Mostly because I kept telling myself that I was going to talk about my crazy evil ex Satanist ex boyfriend. And the truth is, I just really don't want to talk about him, mostly because I was in that relationship for 3 years, and if I go by and tell you guys every little detail or even every piece of information that was like crazy and groundbreaking, we will be here for 3 more years. So I don't have time for that, and I don't think you do either. But I will eventually talk about the situation. However, I don't really feel like it. So obviously today we're going to be covering something completely different. Okay, completely different. So yeah, but you may have noticed, you probably haven't, but you may have noticed, I have new headphones. Hey. Yeah, they're brown. What happened was I went to Alabama to visit my lovely boyfriend Chad, who in one of the drafts that I filmed this podcast episode of, I told you guys his real name, but then on second thought, I don't think you guys need to know Chad's name because I don't want any weird bitches trying to get my man. Okay. I do have haters out here in the world, unfortunately, and I don't like to share. So there's that. Sorry about it. Sorry. Sorry. Anyways, I was visiting my boyfriend, and at some point between me leaving the airport and me getting to the hotel, I lost my headphones. And I never realized until it was time for me to go back to the hotel because why would I be wearing headphones and being antisocial with my boyfriend? And then I tried to contact the hotel to get them, because they were a gift. It was sentimental. I felt so fucking guilty because they were a gift. But yeah, nobody wanted to admit to stealing them and whatever. So then this brings me into my next fucking story. On my way back from the Atlanta airport, my boyfriend had to drop me off early because he plays basketball. He has basketball practice and whatever, he lives far away from the airport. So he drops me off early. I get there like 2 hours early. Like before check-in. I'm like a total of 4 hours early. And so I try to check in my bag, but I already knew they probably wouldn't let me check in my bag because some airlines are stupid and I was flying Frontier and Frontier is really ghetto. So they don't do anything extra. So when I go to check in my bag, the like attendant starts coming up to me at the self-service and he's like talking to me. I'm like, oh, it won't let me check in. He's like, yeah, you probably have to wait until 1 o'clock. But if you want, like, I don't know if you have eaten breakfast yet, but you could go buy me some IHOP and bring it back. Or we could go get IHOP together. And I'm like, I already ate. And no. Do you not know that I literally have a man? Also, mind you, I looked crazy. I look crazy in all these podcasts that I film because I don't know why, but I looked so crazy, like so fucking insane. And this man is hitting on me. So I'm irritated off the bat. I go into one of those little stores in like the airport because I can't go through security yet. And I go buy some headphones. I'm going to sit down and do some schoolwork because I really, really, really needed to. And so whenever I do that, I'm in the store. I just buy the ghetto little wired Apple headphones that are way overpriced. And the guy who is selling them is like, oh, first of all, he looks at me like I'm stupid and he's like, are you sure these are the ones you need for your phone? Yes. Yes. I know which ones I need for my phone, but okay, thanks. I don't know why I'm so irritated. Probably because I just got harassed by the fucking gate attendant. Little do I know, this man's about to piss me off. He comes up to me again and is like, oh, you should buy me some. You work here. Don't you get a discount? You should be giving me these for free. No, thank you. And then he's talking to me and he's like, how old are you? I tell him I'm 21. He was like, oh, yeah, I could probably tell that you're 21. And then he was like, are you from Atlanta? Like trying to hit on me. Maybe you guys would think that this is not like flirting, but trust me, it was. You could tell the way like he was looking at me. Like you could tell. Um, and then I was just giving him nothing. And I'm on the phone with Peyton at this time. And Peyton's my friend, for those of you who don't know, my only friend really in Florida. And I don't have her, we're on FaceTime, and I don't have headphones. So she is like out speaking to the world. And she's like yelling at him. She's like, what the fuck? Like, this man, are you fucking kidding me? Men in Atlanta, especially in the Atlanta airport, have the fucking audacity. Why were men coming up to me left and right asking me for things? Whether it was for me to buy them something, my number, whatever, they are coming up. This happened like 2 more times. I'm sitting down doing my schoolwork and some man comes and sits next to me and he's trying to talk to me and get at me. And then I'm sitting in the same fucking place and another guy comes up to me asking me for a phone cord. I'm not giving you my phone cord, weirdo. And then like it's like just what? And then later on, after I go through security and I'm waiting at the gate for me to get on the fucking plane, somebody else comes up to me, sits next to me, asks me where I'm from. He's talking to me, chatting me up, and then asks me if he could use my phone cord. There are stores in the airport for you to buy a phone charger. If you can't afford one, I'm really sorry, but I'm not helping a random man in the airport. I need to charge my phone. I don't fucking like to share. That's not to say that I'm not a very giving and gracious person, but as a 50-year-old man, as a 30-year-old man, what do you like what business do you have coming up to me asking me for something? Also, mind you, I literally look like I'm 14 without makeup because I've been taking my grandma to her doctor's appointments and they don't want to let me behind to go back with her because they think that I'm not 14 or they think that I'm not over the age of 14 and I have to show them my ID. Like, what? And you're going to come up to me because I look like I'm 14? You're weird. You're a creep and you're weird. And I don't like anything that goes down into the Atlanta airport except it was my favorite airport for a long time because they have a lot of fun historical things that you can go look at, like the Martin Luther King suit and all these just different things. And I loved it, but now I hate it because of the men there. So you guys are weird. Get it together. Anyways, moral of the story is on this trip and a little bit before this trip, I have come to the conclusion. Now, let me explain. So I might be being dramatic, but I very, very, very well could be the problem in my relationship. Now, if you ask my boyfriend, he's going to say we don't have any problems in our relationship, except recently we have been arguing, but we don't need to put that out on the internet. I don't like to share my business in that way. Well, maybe I will because it's probably my fault, but he would probably tell you that I'm not a bad girlfriend, but I feel like I am. Now, let me explain. Aside from me almost fumbling the bag like 4 to 5 times with my man before he was my man, um, I also am absolutely traumatized from my evil Satanist ex-boyfriend. So maybe I do need to talk about him just so that way I can kind of, I don't know, give you a story, paint the picture in your brain. I definitely will do that in the next episode. I definitely will. Not that any of my 500 listeners really care, but for me, I think I should put it on the internet. What better way to, expose myself than just put all my information out on the internet? That was my first relationship ever and probably the worst experience I could ever imagine. And I hope I never have to deal with anything like that again. Never know, though. You never fucking know. And me feeling like I need to talk about that relationship is the reason why I have been so inconsistent on posting because I felt like I needed to do that as my next episode but I just really don't want to. Like the energy he takes, he's literally a vampire. Like he literally is an energy vampire and he thinks he's a vampire. So, yeah, that should say enough. So anyways, so my boyfriend Chad, he's great. He is a Christian man in America. He has goals and he's passionate about something and he's sweet and he's caring and he's so understanding. He's literally so emotionally intelligent. I would never expect this out of a man in his 20s ever. Ever. Let alone, may I add, I am a fucking cougar. He is almost a year younger than me. So, there's that. I'm 21 and he's 20. And I would never expect him to have the maturity that he does. Maybe I'm just delayed. Maybe I've fallen behind because I feel like I used to be way more mature than I am now. But, regression happens sometimes. 2 steps forward, 1 step back, you know? So when we first started dating, he when we first started dating and decided we were going to do long distance, one of the things I said that I thought I would need is his location, because most of the time in relationships, you have somebody's location. I've had locations of guys that I am just talking to only. So I felt like I needed to have his location. Um, and he shut it down. He was like, "No, I don't like being stalked. I don't want you to be stalking me. I feel like we need to build our trust first before we start sharing our locations with each other. Like, build a real, true trust in one another. And I hated that. I did not want to do it. But, you know, if he tells me something, I'm going to listen. I'm going to try to listen. So I sat down and I was like, okay, no locations. No locations, great. I don't know how I'm going to survive. I literally felt like I was going to die. I'm such an anxious person. I was like, this isn't going to work. He doesn't want to share locations with me because he's going to be cheating on me. He could be. He very well could be, I suppose. But a man's going to fucking cheat on you whether or not you have his location. So why stress yourself out by stalking him? I did have my ex's location and he did cheat on me. Well, I looked at the location, so that's not going to stop anybody. Another thing that makes me feel a little crazy is that, like, when I'm upset, he actually tries to listen and comfort me and make me feel better. And he doesn't, like, tell me to shut the fuck up for crying, which makes me feel bad because I feel like I'm expecting him to do something like that. And I feel like I'm scared of being vulnerable and emotional with him and open and honest about my feelings because I'm afraid that he's going to rage out on me because in my life, it has been proven that it's not acceptable to have emotions like that. And he's not like that. And I'm like, what the frick? Like, sometimes I feel like I don't deserve him because he is so amazing and I don't know what to do with it. Like, what? I feel like sometimes I'm a little nitpicky just in my personal life with people, especially men, usually just men. But I feel like I self destruct with him because I am so nitpicky. And I'm like, why did he text me this? Like, why didn't you say I love you completely when you text me? Why, what are you doing? Why do you believe this? Why are you thinking this way? Da 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 da. Just micromanaging almost because I'm like, is he faking? Like, is he faking his love for me? Is he faking his attraction for me? Is this a setup? And I'm a little paranoid because I am a light-skinned woman in America. And it has been proven to me time and time again that men literally, sometimes white men, because unfortunately it's what I've been dating thus far into my life, will fetishize the light-skinnedness, you know? And want me because of that, or just because they've never been with a black girl and they think that, you know, Madeline's so nice and she's so da 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 da, like it's gonna happen, and it's not gonna happen. But he's not like that, so I have to like remember, like he probably does like you, like he probably actually means what he's saying, and it makes me feel really crazy, really, really, really crazy all the time, and I'm constantly having crazy thoughts, whether or not I let them show. It makes me feel like a bad person because I am in my brain and I know what I'm thinking, but he doesn't know. You know? The truth is, I never thought I was going to date anybody else ever again. After my past relationship, I didn't want to date anybody ever again. But whenever I met Chad, I was like, oh my God, I'm in love with this man. Like, if we don't date, I feel like I'll be missing out on something so amazing in my life. And so now we're dating. But the truth is, I probably wouldn't have dated again for a very long, long, long time. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like because of that, sometimes I feel like I'm having an argument that wasn't even meant to be with him, you know? Like, I am completely over my past relationship. I want nothing to do with that man ever. Never, ever again. Um, but I'm still healing from the damage that he has caused. And I feel like, you know, that was 3 years of my life. Maybe it's going to take 3 years to get better. I don't know. I don't think so. Hopefully not. But every single day, my boyfriend, like, he amazes me and he is healing little parts of me that I didn't even know were broken. And I don't feel worthy of that because I don't think I'm necessarily doing that for him. And yeah, this is a huge confession. So yeah. I feel like when I have good news too, I can tell him and he's like not jealous and he's not competing with me. Like, I never feel like I'm competing with him, which is so weird to me. I'm so used to feeling that way. So sometimes I wouldn't like share positive things with people because I hate competing with men. I have brothers that way, just like whatever, but it's not like that. And I feel like the expectation that things are going to be a certain way is what makes me feel like a bad girlfriend. And also, I'm literally crazy. Like, I do not want to share him. Like, I'm crazy, but I am behaving myself because I'm not typically like that. I'm just very possessive of him. Also, he's very respectful. And, but I am constantly digging. I'm constantly digging, not like I don't know, but I ask stupid questions because I want to know every piece of information about him and any other female interaction that he's ever had in his life. So I'm digging and digging and digging for no reason, and I ask him all this stupid shit, and it's like, girl, chill. You don't need to know that. But I think it's normal. I think if you're with a guy, like, I think a lot of girls want to see every single girl that he hooked up with, you know? But I shouldn't be like that. Shouldn't be like that. But this podcast is going to be so short and so ghetto because I literally cannot get anything done in my house. Like, I cannot get anything done. I've been dealing with so much recently that, like, I'm just not a nice person to be around. I am stressed. I'm currently helping my grandma out with some things, with some health problems that she's going through. And because of that, I feel like I am a single mom who works 2 jobs, but I would never complain about that, you know? Also, since I posted my last episode, I have had a reconciliation with my old friend. Yay. I think I called her Allie in my last episode. She had seen it. She was like the first girl we had cut off. And we made up and we're friends and we hang out now and I'm so happy. But I bet that's going to cause some drama for me to be putting out here because I also didn't want to post an episode because I heard that there was drama about me talking about my experiences. And I feel like I tried to see both sides, but there's not really much I can do when I wasn't doing anything wrong. There's that. So if anybody's gonna have a watch party and watch my podcast together at their big age, you know, hi, I see you. Anyways, this man wants to move in with me. He wants us to live together and I'm so down. Like I literally want to live with him. The problem is he plays basketball and we don't know where he's going to be next year and I'm horrified to be away from my family. Absolutely horrified. Like it is actually a fear. I have a phobia, which I'm not going to put what my phobia is on the internet because I don't want people to try to fucking make it happen, but I do in fact have a phobia of something and my fear of being away from my family is way stronger than my phobia. So maybe I have a phobia of that. Is that a real phobia? I don't know. But it's what I'm dealing with and it's very real to me. And I feel like it's kind of almost getting in the way of my relationship because it's like I need to be with him or need to be able to live with him eventually. But I'm so traumatized also from living with my ex and literally getting put out constantly and constantly like living in fear and such annoyance. And I feel like that was just tragic to me that I don't want to have to deal with that again. And I think that's real. But I know my boyfriend is not like that because believe it or not, I actually think I picked a good one this time. However, yeah, because I've been so stressed, I feel like I've been fighting with him a lot recently about stupid shit. And now I need to get it together. But at the same time, I don't want to leave him alone. I don't want to not talk to him. I love him. And he's so supportive and so understanding. But I just feel like I need to get it together. So, yeah, they recently switched my pills. I'm on pills because I have severe OCD. If you don't know what OCD is, figure it out because it's not about keeping your room clean. Um, but I'm on Vibrid now, and that shit has been tearing me up. My stomach has been messed up, like so messed up. And I've been dealing with the craziest side effects, and I feel like it's not even helping because I'm so anxious and I have impending doom constantly. I'm constantly thinking the world is going to end and I can't even fall asleep at night because of it. But, you know, I did go to the gym yesterday and I feel like that helped. So hopefully I can continue going to the gym and hopefully that continues helping. But I doubt I'll continue to go because I really struggle on going to the gym by myself. I like to go with people, but I only like to go with my boyfriend. So, yeah, there's that. Another thing is no, like 2 weeks ago, I'm on the phone with my man and I am like, let's, I don't know, I'm on the phone with him and somebody fucking runs into the back of my car. Like a literal child literally slams into the back of my car. Luckily, there was no damage, but I'm panicking. So instead of calling my mom, I called Peyton because I know, just got in a car accident and she's gonna get this shit figured out. So I'm on the phone with Peyton. She's like screaming at the guy. Luckily, I had insurance and all this stuff, but there was no damage. So I didn't even do anything because why would I? That makes no sense to me. But yeah, there's that. Another thing that happened when I was on the phone with my boyfriend is that the other day, again, I like to self-destruct. So I was like, let's go through each other's old Tinder's accounts because whenever we met on Tinder, so embarrassing. We met on Tinder. I just deleted it off my phone. I don't think I deleted the app, and I thought he did the same thing. I don't know. I don't know. I honestly didn't think you could delete your profile easily. I thought it was gonna be some hard shit to deal with, so I just deleted the app. And I wanted to see what kind of bitches were hitting him up. I make him download it, but he actually had deleted the app completely, so he couldn't sign in, but I could get in. So then we start going through mine, and I started looking like a freaking fool because I'm like texting guys while we were talking, but we hadn't like had an exclusivity talk ever. We just started dating, you know? So obviously at the point when I asked him to be my girlfriend, I should not be talking to people, you know? But I had stopped way prior to that. It was just the fact that he was now seeing me flirting with other guys, and that was horrifying, and that's not healthy, and I should not have even brought that up, but I did. Also, I work at like a kind of restaurant where it's like I deal with men a lot, and so he's the only guy I've ever talked to that hasn't had a problem with it, which is so weird. Like, what do you mean you're secure and confident in yourself? Like, what? But yeah, I don't know. I'm really struggling because I really want to live with him and I want to be near him and I want to be in his skin. But at the same time, my brain won't allow me to be a certain distance away from my family. So there's that. I am a bad girlfriend. I argue with him. I do all this random shit, but at the end of the day, I do love him and I'm trying to get healthier for him. Because relationships are hard for me. Relationships are really, really hard for me. Um, yeah, I just don't ever want to end up in a situation where I'm giving so much of myself again and getting nothing in return. But with him, it's like I'm getting everything, you know? So there's that. I have no idea what I'm doing with my life right now. And that has also been a thing because prior to me moving from California, I was, you know, actively pursuing my modeling career. I was dancing. I am an esthetician, believe it or not. So I had a lot of forms of income that I could choose from to use. And since I moved to Tinyville, Florida, the location I'm at, there's not much to do. And initially, I thought I was going to be living in Miami, but there's just not anything to do in Miami, like at all. There's nothing to do in Miami around that. I feel like Miami is like people compare it to Los Angeles, but it's not the same. It's really not, and that's disturbing to me. Nothing's the same as Los Angeles. Yeah, I have no idea what I'm doing with my life now, so that's why I'm podcasting. And I feel like I have been dealt so many lemons. I have been given so many lemons in my life recently, and I'm fucking tired. And so I'm really, really, really sorry if this podcast was really ghetto and short. I did want to do a mini episode, mostly just because I wanted to get something out, but I don't know if this is going to be something I'm going to be able to upload or not. Um, Other than that, I will definitely be back. Probably it'll be tomorrow for you because I'm going to upload this on Sunday and I'm going to upload a real full episode about my crazy Satanist ex boyfriend the following day. And it's going to be great. And there's going to be a lot of videos for you to choose from. So there's that. And I love you if you watch this because you probably were so bored, but I just wanted to talk. So there's that. Okay, bye.